Africa's investment world. This podcast is brought to you by Daba, your most comprehensive platform for investing in African stocks, bonds, and managed funds. You can download the Daba app on your favorite Google and Apple app stores. Let's start with some good news for investors. The flagship BRVM indexes recorded small but positive gains, showing resilience even in a session where trading volumes were lower. The BRVM Composite, which tracks all listed companies, closed at 318.99 points, up 0.13% for the day. That might sound small, but it is a clear signal of stability. Since the start of the year, the composite has risen more than 15%, a sign of sustained bullish momentum in West Africa's markets. The BRVM 30, which follows the top 30 companies on the exchange, also rose, adding 0.13% to finish at 154.88 points. The BRVM Prestige, made up of the 10 largest and most established companies, gained 0.11% to close at 132 points. For investors, this confirms that even in sessions where trading slows, the market's biggest names continue to inspire confidence. Now let's break down the action from the equities side. The day's top gainers really stood out. Leading the way, CFAO Motors Côte d'Ivoire surged 7.25% to close at 740 francs CFA. This is a major move because CFAO Motors operates in the automotive sector, which often reflects household purchasing power. A sharp rise in its share price suggests robust vehicle sales and perhaps renewed consumer confidence in the economy. Right behind, Uniwax Côte d'Ivoire climbed 7.24%, ending the day at 815 francs CFA. What's even more impressive is the annual performance. The stock is up nearly 99% over the past 12 months. For investors, this shows the textile industry in Côte d'Ivoire has regained strength, supported by both domestic demand and regional orders. When a stock doubles in a year, it highlights the importance of having exposure to different sectors in your portfolio. Publishing company NEIC de Côte d'Ivoire advanced 4.17%, closing at 625 francs CFA. Although it is still down 16% year-on-year, the daily rebound points to renewed interest. For short-term investors, this is a good example of a volatile stock that offers opportunities to capture quick gains if timed correctly. Industrial player Air Liquide, Côte d'Ivoire rose 3.48% to finish at 595 francs CFA. Specializing in industrial and medical gases, the company benefits from stable demand across hospitals and factories. For investors, this stock acts as a defensive pick, something steady to balance out riskier holdings. And in agriculture, SOGB Côte d'Ivoire, the Société des Caoutchoucs de Grand Bernabé, gained 2.86%, ending at 7,745 francs CFA. Over the year, its performance has been spectacular, with a rise of 68%. The stock reflects strong demand for rubber globally, a reminder of how international commodity cycles fuel African agriculture companies. Of course, not everything went up. On the downside, Bernabé Côte d'Ivoire fell 4.76% to close at 1,800 francs CFA. Even with this daily decline, the stock has still gained 69% year-on-year. For investors, it is a reminder that even winning stocks experience temporary pullbacks, which can create entry points. Oragroup Togo dropped 3.51%, finishing at 1,650 francs CFA. This banking stock has struggled in 2025, losing 14% over the year. Investors will want to watch how regional banking competition and regulatory conditions continue to affect its outlook. Other notable declines included Total Energies Marketing Senegal, down 3.47% to 2,500 francs CFA, Sucrivoire, down 3.28% to 1,180 francs CFA, and CTAB Côte d'Ivoire, which lost 3.04% to close at 19,005 francs CFA. These movements show how stocks in energy and agribusiness are exposed to swings in commodity prices and operating costs. Let's now shift focus to sector indexes. Consumer discretionary was the clear winner, rising more than 3%. This sector includes non-essential goods and services, like cars and textiles, which were boosted by the strong performances of CFAO Motors and Uniwax. For investors, this confirms that consumer spending is robust in the region, a healthy sign for growth. Meanwhile, financial services slipped 0.20%, basic consumer goods fell 0.57%, and the energy sector lost 0.75%. These declines are not alarming, but they do show a phase of consolidation after several months of growth. Turning to bonds, the session was marked by sharply lower activity. Only 2,421 bonds were traded, down more than 84% compared to the previous day. The total value traded reached 21 million francs CFA, a fall of almost 86%. Still, some bonds recorded gains, proving that certain lines remain attractive. Malian and Senegalese government bonds continue to represent a large share of activity. For instance, Mali's 10-year bonds with coupons around 6.5% remain appealing to investors seeking stable long-term income. For retail investors, bonds are an excellent way to balance risk. They don't usually offer large capital gains like stocks, but they provide predictable returns and protect against volatility. Senegal's 8-year and 10-year bonds, offering yields above 6%, are a good example of opportunities to lock in steady income streams. So, what does all of this mean for you as an investor? First, the strong surges in Uniwax and CFAO Motors show that there are big opportunities in consumer-focused sectors tied directly to local demand. Second, the resilience of the composite and the BRVM 30 demonstrates that market confidence remains firm, even with lighter trading volumes. Third, the bond market continues to deliver safe and reliable options for diversification. For new investors, the lesson is clear. Investing in Francophone Africa is not just about following market news, but also about understanding how different sectors affect your daily life. Whether you are a shop owner, a salaried worker, or an entrepreneur, these market movements influence your purchasing power, borrowing costs, and long-term savings. And to go further, don't forget about Daba Pro. With Daba Pro, you receive weekly stock recommendations, detailed research, exclusive data, and lower transaction fees. It is the tool you need to turn information into action and build your wealth with confidence. That's all for today's episode. Thanks for listening to the Daba Markets Talk podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with another update. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating, follow us, and share with friends. Remember, this information is for educational purposes. Always do your own research or consult with a financial advisor before making investment decisions. And download the Daba app on your App Store to start investing in African stocks, bonds, and manage portfolios through your phone and find other helpful content. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing your financial knowledge.